My name is Jordan Bowler, and I'm going to be presenting to you about my program. My program is called Watch Me Shine. Our slogan is Bringing Light to Darkness. I'm going to be providing you an overview of what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to give you my program name, mission statement, and slogan, the target population, goals and outcomes, as well as the types of services offered, employment opportunities, budget, funding, and potential growth, methods of assessment, and conclusion. The description of my logo is a larger hand implemented into a smaller hand. The larger hand entails all the aspects and services that our program offers, is provided as well for those who are involved. The smaller hand that's within the larger hand symbolizes the victims of child abuse that are being shielded by the larger hand of our program. The mission statement for Watch Me Shine is our mission is to enhance the lives of families, individuals who suffer traumatic abusive environments by creating opportunities for individuals and their families, ultimately empowering full potential of the family and facilitating effective coping skills along with physical wellness. This program is important to me due to just personal experience with child abuse with friends and family, and I feel that every child and adolescent deserves a promising outlook on their future and should never be alone or afraid during their time of struggle and need. Who does Watch Me Shine serve? The prevention and recovery of child and adolescent abuse serves adolescents and children from ages 4 to 18. Watch Me Shine is able to stabilize their future as well as the workforce and overall society. Watch Me Shine is unique in that we'll be able to address and focus on how to create coping mechanisms when dealing with stress and other issues, as well as trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy for individual clients and their families, especially those involving parents that were victims of child abuse as well. My hypothesis of etiology, children and adolescents who are and or have been victims of abuse in their homes are more likely to suffer from traumatic stress cognitively, emotionally, and physically. Hypothesis of intervention is if children and adolescents who suffer from abuse in their homes receive early intervention services such as trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, individual and or group therapy, and crisis counseling, then they are more likely to reach more positive and ensuring areas of growth and development throughout their lifetime. Goals and outcome objectives. My first goal is to provide resources and information to help families create wellness within the children and families who are victims of abuse in their homes. The outcome for that is to meet individually with at least 20% of children who have been victimized by abuse in their homes, their families, caretakers conducted by child abuse treatment services. The second goal is to offer trauma-focused CBT in order to resolve PTSD symptoms in child and adolescent victims. The outcome objective for that goal is to have at least 5 families once a day, once a week, to attend services such as individual and or group therapy concerning the mind and body, provided by staff through our outreach program through Kleinberg Family Services. My goal number 3 is to enhance the physical, mental, and cognitive strengths and abilities to those who are victims of abuse. The outcome objective for that goal is to demonstrate by at least 25% the reduction of behavioral problems, traumatic stress of those active as child abuse victims, and those children and adolescents' families. Types of services provided. Watch Me Shine is an educational prevention program found to be effective in treating the child-adolescent population who are victims of abuse in their homes. Services provided are coping technique and mechanisms and education, health and wellness component curriculum, as well as individual and or trauma-focused CBT. The estimated number of people served biannually, which is every 6 months, with the pre-test, post-test design, I'll be talking about once a week for a 6-month period. The staff, I'll have 4 total employees, a program director, a development/volunteer director, a supporting therapist, and an office manager. I will have 5 to 8 volunteers ranging in between that area. They will conclude in conducting physical wellness training components such as yoga, jogging, and deep breathing exercises, cleaning the facility, keeping in charge of children and adolescents, especially whenever their families are in treatment or therapy with one of our therapists, Their qualifications include kinesthetic, athletic training student, experts, and or just volunteers that are underway in their education in that area. It may be student or expert looking to volunteer as well. The budget, we fell under budget. We're monthly looking at, or yearly looking at $24,000 for facility rent, $3,900 for utility charges yearly. Marketing fees was about $3,000, and salaries yearly totaled conjoined was about $54,000. And that's about $100,000, and that doesn't include office supplies, cleaning supplies, snacks for the kids, etc. Those are just the important areas of the budget. Future growth and plans. Watch Me Shine has held their budget given, but will not be able to be funded for a total 2 years. However, we would like to roll over the leftover funds to the following year for more things needed, such as additional computers, more space for facility, donations, etc. to the victims and their families. And in regards to future plans as well, we would like to wait and see what prevalence impact we have on our target population that's at hand now, and decide on expansion to other demographic areas and the populations that are needed. Grant funding was a formula grant. This is a specified grant that tells potential recipients precisely how they can calculate the quantity to aid in which they are entitled under the provisions. The criteria eligibility for those provisions is that program goals must be per criteria to help families create wellness when the children and families who are victims of abuse in their home, as well as to enhance the physical, mental, and cognitive strength and abilities to those who are victims of abuse through their services provided. Stipulations with this formula grant that we fall under are characteristics related to the purpose of aid, amount of tax effort, proportion of target population that's unemployed with those child abuse victims in their homes, the mortality rates from child abuse, as well as the density of housing that they may be undergoing. For my first measurement, I did the trauma symptom checklist for children. This is a 54-item measure. It's intended for trauma symptoms related to sexual abuse or other trauma measures. The child is presented with a list of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and is asked to mark each thing that has happened to them and to what criteria that meets. This helps us assess the outcome in consulting services, such as individual and or group therapy, as well as health and wellness component concerning the mind and body and where they need to go from there. Measurement number 2 was the 5-factor wellness inventory. This is a 50-item question. This is intended for the study of wellness in relation to diverse psychological constructs. This assesses characteristics of wellness on a basis of healthy lifestyle living as well. This is designed to create wellness within the children and families who are victims of abuse in their home. It can also be administered individually or in a group or as a family. My design or method system will be a pre-test, post-test design. This would be able to tell us the before and after effects of the program, what was implemented on the child before and then after going through our program and all its entailments. It will help us also test their knowledge and the ability of assessing their own future goals. And most importantly, do they feel that they have developed a sense of an outcome physically, mentally, and psychologically after going through our program. In conclusion, Watch Me Shine is an all-over well-being focused program for children or adolescent victims of abuse, as well as their families that have undergone the trauma as well. It addresses the prevention and the co-occurring recovery for child abuse victims and their families. Watch Me Shine also provides resources and information to help families create wellness within the children and families who are victims. It enhances the physical, mental, and cognitive strengths and abilities of our target population.